Hey guys, Novel Bullshit here. Hope you guys are doing alright. And today we got another video from MHWilds, and it's gonna be a bit of a rant because I saw this dumbass post. Now someone in the Discord sent it. Thanks Wind for sending that. Appreciate that. So we're gonna talk about it. Yeah, let's get into the video. So this is over at Game Rant, and damn, kind of ironic that their name is Game Rant, and probably gonna cause me to rant right now. I don't even want to rant, you know. I haven't ranted in a while, you know. I've been pretty, calm, pretty peaceful. You know, I used to do bad takes back in the day, but apparently I can't leave the business. But you know, let's go through this and we can talk. Okay, MHWilds must pick up a tradition that MHW Rise dropped. Okay, what tradition are you talking about? Let's have a look. I mean, I'm wondering, is it a tradition from the series? Like, what tradition in general? Let's see. MHWilds should introduce new weapon types for the first time since 2013, giving players fresh combat options to explore. Okay. Now, I hope this isn't the only thing, but it's just highlights. Okay, the game expand world would lead to inclusive and unconventional weapons and combat styles previously unseen in franchise. With the potential for new range and experimental weapons, MHWilds has the chance to make itself like a true next-gen title in 2025. Now, all of these highlights have to do with weapons. Now, I hope there's more to this, because if this is about weapons, then you're stupid. Because no weapon has been added, like actual weapon. I mean, there's Palico in GU, but no weapon has been added since 4U. Alright? Yeah, in GU, we got Palico. Palico, for me, it counts, but I guess, you know, if you want to talk about actual weapons, it's not a weapon. It's a totally different way of playing, but I still count that as a weapon. MHWilds didn't have a weapon, so why are you saying Rise? I have a feeling they're only saying Rise because Rise has a lot of controversy about it in the MHW community and in the gaming community in general. So they're just trying to ride on that to try to get clickbaits, to try to get people to see this post. And obviously, yeah, I'm here now, giving them what they want, which is a shame. Luckily, I have an ad blocker on, so at least they're not getting money from that. But really, like, if this is all you're going from, like, I don't want to jump to conclusions, but I'm just from reading the highlights, is this what you're going from? Just weapons? Then you're stupid. Obviously, you didn't play World. Obviously, you play Rise. Or you're just trying to harp on, just trying to get people riled up for the fact, and you don't, for the fact that, you know, there was no weapons. But there's not been a new weapon in ages. In fact, World took away a weapon technically. As I said, Palico, you know, being able to use a Prowler, I would say is technically a weapon. In World, it's not. It doesn't exist anymore. It does not exist. And to be fair, not every monster in the game has actually added weapon, even before World anyway. Monster Try, in fact, took away weapons. So let's get that straight. Let us get that straight. But we're going to continue here and see what they have to say. Okay, MHWilds is set to bring change to the formula of the popular Capcom action RPG series, but it's unknown if this will encompass features beyond the game's seamlessly expanded world. As what could be the next mainline entry following several years of Rise's success, MHWilds is more likely to build upon one era of the franchise which has been the same for over a decade. Weapons have seen adjustments across the past few entries, well, past few releases, sorry. The selection of them available to players has remained untouched, apart from removals ever since the beginning of the 4th generation. Okay, here themselves, they even acknowledge, you know, this hasn't changed in a decade. So why are you saying Rise? Like, why are you just harping on the newest game? Why? I mean, it's been like, it's not a precedent set by Rise. I mean, technically, World also had it. So why are you just saying Rise? And even if you were saying, well, what's the problem? I don't think we need, personally, I don't think we need, like, need new weapons right now. I understand that people might want new weapons, and I can 100% agree with that. That's cool. If you want new weapons, that's great. We have, what, 14 weapons at the moment, and I think 14 weapons is a good point. I think we need more styles to play the weapons, more ways to play the weapons. I think that's more important than just having more weapons. Because it really depends on what kind of niche you're looking at. Now, one weapon I think that maybe if they did want to add, they could, is a Tonfas. Tonfas would be a good weapon. I was talking about this in stream the other day, because we don't have a fast blunt weapon, right? The fastest blunt weapon you have is Sword Shield, you know, the shield in Rise. The only game that you can actually properly use that, but you know, it's not really the main part of the weapon. if you had Tomfers, a fast blunt weapon, I think that would be pretty cool. But in general, looking back at GU was fantastic for the fact that they did. I mean, they didn't add many weapons. They had Prowler, but apart from that, they added styles. Styles was a massive thing in that game. The fact that they had so many styles made it so there was so many different gameplay ways. You could play so many different ways. Like, I love Lance. You know, I'm a Lance main to death. Using Striker Lance is great, but sometimes I use Aerial Lance. Never use Valor Lance. I use Adept Lance sometimes. It's cool, it's nice, it's different, and it's fantastic. I like it. I like mixing it up. And GU allow that. So I don't think we have to have new weapons. If they add new weapons, that'd be great. But I think there's other things that they need to focus on instead. You know, playability, changing the game style of weapons that we already play to make it different. Because some people only play one weapon, you know. But having different styles makes it just opens up a massive pool of different ways to play the game. Just hopping back to GU, man, I love GU. But hopping back to GU, there are some weapons I only play in certain styles, right? Like Greatsword, I don't play. I mean, I do play Guild Greatsword, but I love Adept Greatsword in that game, and Valor Greatsword is amazing. Hammer, I only really play Valor Hammer, which, I mean, it doesn't really make sense because Valor Hammer is kind of arse, but I like it because it's kind of cool. It's a nice mix. And it kind of adds that difference, you know. It gives people a different feel come to the same weapon that they've been playing for years. But I mean, he even says it here that it's been things for over decades. So why are you saying wise? Like, what, are you dumb? You got a brain aneurysm or something? Like, I don't like when these people do stuff like this. But okay, let's continue. Monster Hunter's identity has grown with his weapon selection. Okay, the initial lineup of options which Monster Hunter introduced with the first entry has lasted over the years, and there are more flashy weapons which were included in the subsequent years. The first 7 types were straightforward, taking on lighter and heavier styles of both melee and range approaches, but later games experiments with the ideas of having becoming signature aspects of the franchise. If our set ends up adding a new type, it will need to find a way to stick out amongst the wide scope that is already covered by the franchise's current offerings. While Monster Hunter Rise's wirebug changes, the overall feeling of the gameplay it's not a full weapon in the vein of what previous generations brought to the table. Once again, that is not correct. World didn't add any new weapons. GU added crazy amounts of stuff, not weapons, but they added crazy amounts of different ways to play. I think that's actually more important, like I just said, but I don't want to hop on that again. We already talked about it for like 3 minutes straight. I actually don't know too much of when weapons were actually added in each gen. I mean, I know what weapons that there were in a specific gen from 3 onwards, but before that, I actually don't know. I did hear that longsword was added in later on. It wasn't a thing at start. It was more like the greatsword that became the longsword. Okay, so we got stuff here. Monster Hunter 4, Insect Glaive and Insect Blade. Now, are we trying? Okay, yeah, we did have the switch axe, that's true. We did. Medium heavy and bowgun's gone. It doesn't exist anymore from what I know. I'm pretty sure it's gone. Switch axe, yeah, fair enough. Tried it as switch axe. 3U didn't add anything new. All the other monsters in that generation didn't add anything new. So what do you only count? I guess they count in the main game, the mainline entry in the era. I think that's what they're talking about. So that's why they're not referring to GU. Well, technically, World was the mainline entry in this era anyway, if that's what they're kind of looking at. Because, I mean, that's what they're listing at here, right? Mainline games. And World didn't add a weapon. In fact, they took away a weapon, like I said. So, wow. Wow, how about that? Okay, new weapons could make Monster Hunter Wilds feel like a true next generation title. What, is it just new weapons or the other way? I think this guy's just grasping at straws. What? Are weapons really the way to make a game feel like a next gen title? I'm pretty sure it'll come down to the immersion, graphics, loading, the vastness, the attention to detail, you know, all of that stuff. I think is more important than just weapons. I mean, weapons, I love gameplay, but that, I don't think that's the defining factor for a next gen game. You know, how the monsters interact with you, how they interact with each other, how they interact with the environment, how the environment interacts with you, and how you can interact with the environment. I think those things are much more important when it comes to being, you know, a quote-unquote next-gen game than weapons. But to each their own, right? Oh, there's even a thread here. Did anyone say anything? I want to read the comments a bit later. Weapon types not found in modern Monster Hunter. Okay, the lack of numbered titles might make it less clear, but Wilds appears to set the mark of the 6th generation of the franchises following the era which began with Wild. Few other innovations would make this cleaner than the introduction of an entire new mode of combat, even if many of the base in this realm are already covered. MMO title Frontier expanded releases already featured Tomphos, yep, and the Magnet Spike. I did hear about that, but I don't know too much about the Magnet Spike actually. Close combat combos and heavy and super heavy options respectively. Another slow hitter is the Greatsword or Hammer. Could seem redundant, well, but bringing back the Tomphos or leaning into a fist weapon could yield a well-received example of a weapon. What's this about? Okay, I think this is just an article. The case of weapon with the new types. I don't really want to read this, but we can look at this at the end. I mean, this is a bit strange. Why are you saying another slow hitting weapon? Okay, so you're saying another slow hitting weapon like these. I mean, we do have a lot of fast weapons, right? Though, so we have short shield, we have dual blades. Longsword isn't the fastest, but it's decent enough. I don't think having another slow weapon is a bad thing, right? Like, let's say, for example, if you had a scythe or a halberd or spear or something like that. Maybe a spear will probably be fast, but something along those lines, a pole, like, well, we have glaive actually, so pole wouldn't really mean much. But yeah, one of those other weapons, I think that could suit, for the slower gameplay. Like, I don't think we should be cut away for another slow weapon. I think it's fine to add into that. Now, wait, the case for Monster Hunter Wilds to have a new weapon. Oh, this is just like some fanfiction shit of what, what weapon they could have. Blah, blah, blah. Don't care. Okay. The potential for a new rage weapon or experimental weapons. The bow and medium bow gun are last properly dedicated options to the to be introduced. So it's natural that the new range weapon in Monster Hunter feels overdue at this point. Alright, fair enough. I'll give them that. I would say, yep. Right now, we only really have 2 options when it comes to bow range, right? Bow and there's light bow gun and heavy bow gun. I guess it's only 3. Most people don't play range. I don't know. Maybe I'm not really sure what they could add. Maybe that crossbow. Like you could have like 2 crossbows in your hand or something like that. Like, it's a really faster weapon which doesn't do too much damage. It's more like mobility based, but it's ranged as well. That could be pretty cool. I think that would be pretty cool. Like the dual crossbow, or the dual hand crossbow, something like that. That could be cool. It merely is difficult to iterate on the core concept of a gun, but middle ground like a weapon attached to a chain or a whip. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I could see a chain or whip, or even a boomerang could still provide an option based around a longer range approach. The only problem about longer range is that could be pretty toxic. People just sitting at long ranges, just having fun, not having to approach the monster. That's one of the reasons why heavy bowgun, which I believe is the longest range weapon, right, overall, they still have damage debuffs the further they are, because it'll just be kind of boring seeing a lot of range people just shooting from far away. Yeah, maybe they might have fun themselves, but I don't think it'll be that engaging on the monsters in general. It'll just kind of break the game. But range weapons already break the game in Monster Hunter anyway. Like, they're busted. They've always been busted, and they probably always will be busted, but I don't make the game, right? Okay, even if melee stays as prevalent, the return of something like the Magnet Spike's technical ability and flashiness would still be an exciting inclusion to the next monster. Now, this is strange. This guy, he seems to know about Frontier. He seems to know a lot of things around Frontier and some of the weapons in it, and he has some theories, and he seems to know about the old weapons, but he's not talking. He's harping on Rise. He's not talking about World. He's not talking about GU. And I think that's definitely just because they want to, have a clickbait title to really get people to look at this. But someone's hating on Rise. Let me harp on that. Let me jump on that. And it's the same, stupid. You showed the Magnet Axe and Tomphos, but what you forgot to show was a mobile weapon exclusive called XL Axe. I think I've heard of that, but I don't really know. How about a dual hand? Okay, yeah, this guy said, yeah, the crossbow, like I said, faster, lighter than this, blah blah, or spear or scythe down. Okay, that's pretty much what I said too. But scythe is very popular. A lot of people want scythe. Basically, overall, I think it's not the worst post ever. Like, they have some good points, but my main grasp is my main issue is this: the title. The title made me kind of salty, not because, I mean, yeah, there are things definitely that Monster Hunter Rise dropped, and I've admitted that so many times. I made so many videos on that, but it's not that. That's not the fact. It's the fact that he's saying that, but the thing he's saying is not. It wasn't set. It wasn't dropped by Rise. Technically, World was the mainline series for the game for this 5th gen, so technically it was World. So it's just strange that they're saying this. Like, I mean, we all know why. Like I said, right? They're just trying to farm views. They know how to get people here, and here I am, right? I wouldn't have clicked on this otherwise. I wouldn't even give a shit if I didn't see that. But someone sent it to me, and I was like, yo, I gotta talk about this. That's for the shit. But in general, yeah, a new weapon in Monster Hunter would be cool. Does it need one? I don't know. I think there's many other things they could focus on, and I think styles is the way to go for now. We need more ways to play new weapons. If they want to add a new weapon, that'd be great, but I think new ways to play new weapons. So let me know what you guys think below. Yep, I really hate articles like this and news outlets like this. That's why I just don't follow people like this, man. They're just always trying to get views. They're always trying to get views, and I don't mind trying to get views. Like, chase that money, but if you're gonna be doing these type of ways, these type of tactics to get that, then, you know, you're lame. Honestly, you're lame. But yeah, let me know what you think down below, guys. If they did add a weapon in Wilds, what weapon would they add? What weapon do you want to see? Let me know. Yeah, I think definitely, like I was saying, hand crossbow, halberd, scythe. I guess scythe is a bit too edgy. Let's just go for a halberd. I think that'd be cool. Some more 90 weapons. I'm all for that. I'm all for that. A great axe, ooh, that'd be cool. Not switch axe, a great axe. You know what I'm saying? An axe that's great and it stays great. It doesn't switch. Nah, we don't need more switches. Or bitches. You get itches. But yeah, that's me, guys. Let me know what you think down below, and I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.